Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, one of the things that I've been so guilty of, and I look at old videos that I did and I think I was doing an injustice to the people watching, was that for years I wasn't really responsible by wearing a life vest every time I was out on the water. And I think that's one of the most important things I can pass on and one of the most important changes I can make. And I will vow that any videos that I do from now to into the future, I will always have a life vest on when I'm out there in a canoe or a kayak or any of these little crafts. I think a lot of times you don't realize that if you fall in that water, it's not like you're going swimming, for heaven's sakes. You got boots on, you got big, heavy, let's say hunting boots if you're duck hunting, and you try to swim in that and see how well it works. But by having a life vest, you can certainly guarantee that you could survive something like that. And it never happens when you expect it. To have your canoe tipped over is a dramatic, quick, violent, sudden thing. And I remember doing a couple TV shows where that happened to me, where I was in it and the person I was fishing with suddenly decided to get out and the water was too deep. And when his weight transferred out of that canoe into the water, it tipped it enough where it completely tipped me over into the water. And it's a horrifying experience. Trust me, if you've never done it. You don't want to do this when the water's cold. But even when it isn't cold, I think it's critical that if you're around the water or in the water, it's important that you have a life vest on. And I think this is one of the strongest recommendations I can give to anyone. It's that critically important. So often, as I've talked to game wardens, they've talked about the times that there's been drownings just because people didn't live up to this idea. So my tip for now, for the rest of the summer, if you're going out on the water, make sure you have a life vest on. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.